One thing that came across very clearly to me this last year during COVID was the grit and the resiliency of a community. We were hit with the worst virus in more than a century, but we came together and we went through our classes and we performed on a mission, and that shows me that we have resiliency, and that's why I'm so excited about the future, because if we have that, we're going to do big things. This year, we have masks, but we also have the vaccine. And we figure that a lot of our people will be vaccinated. So I think we can manage the situation well without requiring people to be vaccinated. Now, having said that, in certain areas, perhaps where we deal with patients, because there's a lot of healthcare delivery that is done by UMKC, we require those people to be vaccinated. Every so often, we go back and review all our programs to see what the demand is for those programs, how many students are enrolled. The Masters in Theater, there's one program that the department had already decided that there was not as much enrollment in there. What most theater students like to do is they take an alternate path and they take the Master of Fine Arts as the program of choice. And so that's where the emphasis is. So it's not really taking anything away from the students, it's just constant self-analysis at the institution to see what is working, what needs to be changed. The track program was the casualty of COVID. We ran into some financial issues with athletics program, and that's primarily because half the budget comes from donations. And as COVID hit, those donations died up and we had to make some very tough decisions. And so we had to take special permission from NCAA to actually suspend a couple of programs temporarily. And as now we're getting through COVID, we intend to open up those programs and reinstate them as we go forward. The Epperson House is perhaps my most favorite building on campus. It's a beautiful building on the outside, and I've had a chance to tour it on the inside, and it's beautiful on the inside if you can look beyond the dust and the cobwebs. Now, it's going to cost us a whole lot of money, millions of dollars, to bring it back up, and that's because it will require a lot of renovation on the inside. So then the question is, can somebody help us with this? What can we do with it if we fix it? But if nothing else works, instead of just letting it sit there and deteriorate, we'd rather sell it so somebody else can maybe do something with it. I looked around campus, and one thing I realized is we did not have anything iconic that you could look at and say, that's UMKC. Someplace where you can get your pictures taken, where you start your journey on campus, you start there. And so I asked for a Roo Statue. It's not just an iconic mascot for us, it's also a piece of art. And so I hope that students will build traditions around it for both starting the journey here, or finishing the journey here, or anywhere in between, and just have a lot of traditions that can be there for generations to come.